this one is another one. This one happened in Ebonyi State. Do you know that Ebonyi State, David Umehi, they assumed the court order that was given to him to vacate office. Now, do you know the information we got right here? Don't vacate your office, court tells Governor Umehi and his deputy. Alright, my people, onto this. A high court in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State has ordered Governor David Umehi and his deputy, Dr. Kelechi Igwe, not to vacate office. The order follows an part application filed by Umehi and his deputy in re-election to a federal high court judgment of March 8, 2022, according to them, to vacate office for defecting from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressive Congress (APC). Meanwhile, Justice Henry Njoko on Thursday ordered that Umehi and his deputy should not vacate their offices. It was meanwhile be recalled that Justice Njoko had earlier on 28 February 2020 in suit number HAB/13/2022 dismissed a suit seeking to remove Umehi and his deputy from office for defecting from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress (APC). According to what we have gathered and the independent, the suit was instituted by the Sonny Aboroji, who ran for governor in 2019 on the platform of the APC, and his running mate Justin Ogodo Mbam. Onto this, the plaintiff had sought the court to order Umehi and his deputy to vacate their offices after they affected or defected from the PDP. On those platforms, they were elected governor and deputy, and he reigned for those offices after coming second in the governorship election. Meanwhile, barely 7 days after Justice Njoko's ruling, Justice Inyang Ekpo of the Federal High Court in Abuja on Tuesday dismissed Umehi and his deputy for defecting to the APC in another case. But delivering judgment on an ex parte motion filed before the Honorable Court by Barrister Roy Umehi, counsel to the defendant Umehi and his deputy on Thursday, Justice Njoko had that his earlier judgment, which precedes that of the Federal High Court, is still valid and subsisting. He said an interim order of this honorable court for 7 days, subject to renewal, is thereby granted in view of its judgment in suit number HAB/13/2022 delivered on 28th day of February 2022, being a judgment in rem. Well, my good people, and having precedence over any subsequent contrary judgment, the applicant here to Engineer David Umehi and Dr. Kelechi Igwe shall, according to, remain and not removed from office as governor and deputy governor of Ebonyi State, respectively. Justice Njoko urged all parties to comply with the court orders and not to abuse the court processes. My good people, a lot have really been happening in Nigeria. As this happened in Ebonyi State, as it stands, and same innocent Nkozie Nwanne Amaichi said, and same Ebonyi governor will praise the judge and the same judiciary. Of course, he chose the court order to obey. I commend the Speaker of the State House during his press briefing on the issue. That is one of the positive ways of leader. My good people, that has been on to this. As the court has regained or rejoined and saying that Umaya should not leave office. This coming from the High Court in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State, has ordered Governor Mahia and his deputy Kelechi Igwe not to vacate office. Don't vacate your office, court tells Governor Umaya and his deputy. Meanwhile, according to Daily Independent, the suit was instituted by Sonny Obuoji, who ran for 2019 governorship election under the platform APC, and now David Umehi have called 18 son to stand by him in order for him to have a revalidation from the same court who asked him to get down from the seat. Now the same court have said another one by saying that he should not vacate office, telling David Umehi and his deputy to not vacate office. The other was an ex parte application filed by Umaya and his deputy in relation to a federal high court judgment of March 18, 2022, ordering them to vacate office for defecting from the People's Democratic Party to All Progressive Congress. My good people, a lot have been said about this. All right, let me have your take on to this one, and do remember to tap on the subscription button for more updates. Meanwhile, a lot have really been said. Before we really call it a day without wasting much of your time, according to Daily Independent, the suit was instituted by Sonny, and the plaintiff had sought the court to order Umaya and his deputy to vacate office after they defected. Now, the same court have then asked them not to do so, that they should remain in office. But delivering judgment on the ex parte motion filed before the Honorable Court by Barrister Roy Umaya, counsel to the defendant, Umaya and his deputy, on Thursday, Justice Njoko had that earlier judgment which proceeded that of the Federal High Court is still valid and subsisting. Okay, he said an interim order of this Honorable Court for 7 days, subject to renewal, is thereby granted in view of its judgment in suit number HAB 13/2023, delivered on the 28th day of February, being a judgment in rem and having precedence over any subsequent contrary judgment. The applicant thereto, Engineer David Umehi and Dr. Kelechi Igwe, shall accordingly remain and not removed from office as governor and deputy governor of Ebonyi State, respectively. This is coming from Justice Njoko, as he urged all parties to comply with the court orders and not to abuse the court processes. That, my good people, is nothing to talk more of. But let me have your take on this. Remember to send them and then tap on the subscription button for more update. Thank you and God bless you.